Hey, good morning to everybody. Happy Wednesday. It's Daryl here. It is bright and freaking early, man. It's 3 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. Okay, let me start this video off by saying I've spoken out a lot about this on YouTube and on my Facebook page. It's a genuine, serious, it's more than a concern. It's a downright fear of mine. Like I said, I've talked about it on here and I talk about it on Facebook at least once a week. I'm concerned. I am worried about what's going to happen here in the United States in November of 2024. You know, with Donald Trump actually being allowed to run again. If he wins, if he loses, what's going to happen? And I just don't see any good scenario, and that is because of him and his followers. I am genuinely concerned about what they are going to do either way. And that brings me to today's story, and it kind of illustrates the point about Trump supporters. Lauren Boebert, Congresswoman from Colorado. She was at a Beetlejuice theater show in downtown Denver. She got thrown out of a Beetlejuice show just last night. What's today? Wednesday? A night or two ago. I'll have the links down below. I actually found the news footage from Channel 9 News in Denver. It's a YouTube video, and I'll have the link. I'll put that link right down on top. It's the actual surveillance from inside the theater, inside the lobby, going out the door, and then she looks buzzed. She looks drunk to me, dancing with her male companion down the sidewalk on her merry way after getting escorted out of the theater. Okay, this is the story. Several theater goers complained around her. Her male companion were, let's see, they were singing loudly, smoking vapes. She was recording the show, which is against theater policy. If you've ever been to a theater, it's not a rock concert. You know, there's lines, people talking. You don't. I mean, the songs you might sing along, but and vaping and recording the show, most people know that's just it's not allowed out in public. Again, this reminds me of Trump supporters, and this notion of theirs that freedom means they could just do anything they want, regardless of other people's thoughts or feelings or anything. You know, they just have the freedom to do and say any damn thing they please. Okay, so they were vaping, singing, recording the performance, and generally causing a disturbance. They were warned during the first intermission of the theater policies, especially about recording the performance and vaping. And of course, being Trump supporters, they just did it more and kept going. This is where the YouTube video picks up, and you could actually see her and her companion arguing. There's no sound, and they finally get up and they're escorted out. I could swear she gives a hand gesture to the gesture. I think she flips off the person escorting them out, the manager, and you see her going out through the doors and through the lobby. Most of the time during this, she's walking backwards. You know, again, like I said, I'm going to bring it up again. You know, I had 2.5 decades of drinking and using, and this kind of behavior, walking backwards while everybody else is walking frontwards, it's just it's somebody that's buzzed and just won't let it be, won't shut up, and just keeps going. And apparently they got to when they were asked to leave, they refused to leave. And the manager said that the Denver police would be called, and Lauren Boebert said, go ahead and call them. And then once they were out in the lobby, they wouldn't go out the door, apparently. And I believe the Denver police were called. And this is what these are quotes from the theater manager and the usher. She said things along the line of, "Do you know who I am?" You know, she's a Trump supporter. She's Donald Trump's best friend and a Republican congresswoman, so she can make all the noise, and rules don't apply to her. And this is America, and she has freedom, so she could just do whatever the hell she pleases. What are these people, crazy? Yeah. Do you know who I am? And she's on the board. So once again, if she's on the board, she could just disturb everybody else's the rest of the paying public, and ruin their night. And and she says she will be contacting the mayor. Just typical, man. You know, not only do they think they have the freedom to just to do and say whatever they please, regardless of anybody else's feelings or situation, but they are entitled to actually more than that because of their entitlement. Yeah, and then she gets out. They get out in the courtyard, and her and her husband start tangoing or some dance moves out. And I think she says, "I just got Beetlejuice from Beetlejuice." I think that's a quote from her. The links will be down below. I don't even know what that means. Beetlejuice from Beetlejuice. She went on Twitter and she said something. I'll have the link to that down below too. And she said something along the lines of, "Yes, I actually go to the arts, the performing arts." Gasp. You know, so she's already trying to get ahead of her critics, saying, you know, she's not just a Trump supporting yokel, or a high school dropout, you know, all around redneck, that she actually does go to the performing arts. And she says she got removed. She admits that she got removed from the theater. And if anybody saw the end of the show or recorded the end of the show, I think she actually said records the end, because she knows it's against theater policy. I don't know if it's illegal, but it's clearly against theater policy. If you should know this. To send her to tell her what the end of the show was, because she makes a big joke out of it being removed from the theater. It's not breaking the rules that really gets to me here. It's her just total disregard for the rest of the people in the theater, you know, because of her status, her friends with Trump. I don't know. This reminds me too. This isn't really connected to this, but Steven Tyler, one of my favorite performers, Aerosmith, which I've seen this band 7 or 8 times. The link will be down below. He blew out his vocal cords in a recent concert, and they actually started bleeding. So they had to cancel 6 shows. I'll put the link down below. I can't remember the shows. There's 1 in Canada and 5 around the Great Lakes, like Detroit, and a few other six shows. They're gonna move to the beginning of 2024. So that's a little extra added bonus. I was thinking about doing a video talking about that, and you know, I've already talked about one of the out of the hundreds of shows I've seen, the hundreds of concerts I've seen, the best was Aerosmith, Deep Purple, and Guns N' Roses opening up back in like 1989 or 88, I think it was, at Giant Stadium. The best show I ever saw, with fireworks and planes taking off from the New York airports going over, and it was just a spectacular show. But Steven Tyler with bleeding vocal cords, and that link will be down below. And Lauren Boebert acting like Lauren Boebert, typical Trump supporter. What else can I say? Links will be down below. I'll be back later with another video. You guys have a great Wednesday.